Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I wanted to try something different this week. Other people that know me do know that I'm a medium and I work as a medium for spiritualist churches, and I bring that mediumship into my tarot cards that I read. I teach tarot and I teach mediumship. So today I wanted to bring the two together. I feel that tarot can be so complicated. It's kind of how long is a piece of string. It can be really simple and it can be really complicated depending how much you want to study it. And the same with astrology. They can boil it down and make it, oh God, excuse me, as soon as I start talking, spirit comes in and starts making me itch and feel all fidgety. I'm quite a calm person, unless I'm working with spirit. So yeah, we can work with just the 12 star signs, and then you've got the moon and the sun and the positions and the houses and all sorts of things. So astrology can be as complicated and simplified, same as tarot. And so what I wanted to do this week was look at the star signs in relation to the cards and give a little bit of a reading. So the card of the month this month is Gemini. So the cards relation to that into the tarot is the Fool, the Lovers, the Justice and the Star. So we have, let's have a look, the Fool, the Lovers, Justice and the Star. These are, I think, a sort of a feminine tarot card deck, aren't they? I have so many decks. So out of those, I chose the Fool. The Fool is going to be the card of the month. It's an air sign, same as the others are. And I chose this one because we're all on a spiritual journey. I think it's relevant to all of us. So that's why I chose it for our spiritual journey, to encourage that. So I want everyone to try and make spirituality their priority this month, whether you're moving from physical to emotional as a Fool will, or from emotional to the spiritual. So there's going to be a spiritual awakening of some sort. It can be a large awakening, small awakening. You can prepare for it and encourage it, or just let it happen, but there will be some form of awakening for some of us this month. I also have to say the cards don't always resonate for everyone. It might be that some people aren't aware enough for it to resonate, or it might just be the moon's in the wrong place, or whatever happens with astrology that puts things out of sync and not as directly simplified as I'm making them. So however you're moving through the month this week, from emotional or spiritual awareness, I want you to keep in mind your inner spiritual self and allow your spirituality to handle situations. And it's really, I find, easy to do, because when things go wrong or people are awful, I just give it to spirits to handle. I say, you can handle that. I'm tired now. You go to sleep. You sort it out while I'm asleep. So I try not to get into conflicts. I tend to just go quiet in conflicts and let people move out of my life rather than go into conflict with them. So for the Fool, for the Gemini, in the relationships, this is a monthly look at it. Be careful in a love relationship. It can grow and become, excuse me, need glasses. It can grow and become more meaningful, but both relationships and spirituality, you need the spiritual aspects of a relationship to be the most important part, to be dominant in the relationship this month. And you both need to be on the path of self-discovery. The relationship will fail unless you become aware of self-discovery and meaningful things to share with each other and progress together. if you continue on the path to true self-love, healing and spirituality, both of you in the same frame of mind, then that should be a really good month for your relationship. For your career, trust your instinct and intuition. Do not be persuaded to do something that feels wrong. It's easy to say, but it's time to follow your heart and trust your instinct. I think when we trust our instinct, we very rarely do harm. Most of us don't follow our instinct to hurt people or hurt things, do we? We follow our instinct for kindness and goodness and being nice to people. So anyway, it's time to follow your heart and trust your instinct to find personal peace, success and satisfaction in all areas of your life. Start your fool's journey optimistically and confidently, as the card indicates. He doesn't mind where he's going. He doesn't know if he's going over a cliff or whether it's just a little jump. He's just thinking, I'm with Spirit. Spirit's taking me on the right path, and off he goes. And I think that's a really lovely way. I think it gives you a little bit of peace from life. If you do that, it sounds like, okay, I'm letting go. Letting go and letting God is the phrase, isn't it? So I think that's really nice to look out for this month. We've got permission to let go and let God this month, so we don't have to be control freaky. Right, so I want you to watch out for the devil in disguise. The spiritual path isn't smooth, and obstacles and false turns can litter your path on your progress. They certainly can. If you are determined to continue on this path spiritually, you will find spiritual and emotional and physical success. You can't go wrong working with Spirit. They'll never steer you wrong. Look at my YouTube channel. I talk about energy and about feeling things and about feeling where to go and what to do. So it's definitely trusting your intuition, not letting people influence that intuition, and do some meditating and find out. I always say what feels right. So if you meditate on something and you get an edgy feeling, that may be time to change direction. If you meditate on something that feels good and calm and nicer, then you need to go with that flow. But we certainly all need to bear in mind this spiritual energy. We are energy and we are all spirit. I saw that today somewhere asking, oh, are we all mediums? Can we all be mediums? And yes, we can, because we are all of spirit and we are all energy. So yes, we can. It's just whether we want to train for it, as I have, or whether we just want to ignore it and squash it. We can do that too. So that's the card for the month. The card for the month is the Fool. Excuse me again. It's Spirit again. Okay, so that's the card of the month, the Fool. That's our Gemini card. But the card for the week is the Three of Wands. Now, wands are a fire sign, so we have an air and a fire sign now. So it's going to be quite interesting week this week. And these are for the this is for the card of the week, but it's with the air sign for the month of Gemini. So the card of the week is the Three of Wands. It's not an air sign, it's a fire sign. Air and fire can create a huge bonfire. But use the air sign month to consider all of your options before making big decisions. Air is logical, mindful, rational. Use its energies to safely manage and control the fire energy and make fire work for you. Take that positive energy, take that warm energy and control it a little bit with the air. Decide how much air you're going to feed it and how little. So fire's an excellent energy because it gives you energy and it's fiery, it gives you ideas. But yeah, we need to keep a lid on it, put the lid on the fire and just let it burn slowly. So with these two, with the air and the fire, a connection is growing in a relationship. But use the air sign influence to balance emotions. If emotions are high, use the gift of air to rationalise and consider options, to alleviate stress and calm situations down. So that might sound not quite right using air, because air can be imagination and creativity and go off in flights of fancy. But air in this situation with the Fool means about balancing your creativity, particularly with the fire energy, the air energy and the fire energy, yeah. Okay, so consider options to alleviate stress. Look to your intuition to guide the relationship, not emotions. Fabulous, exactly what I wanted to say. I really feel that works. Intuition, rationality is what you need in this relationship. To guide the Fool wisely. You might be the Fool, or your partner might be the Fool, but they need guiding spiritually. For the career, these two cards together indicates completion of a first phase, but still a long road to the finish line. So it's like getting the contract, or putting in for the contract and then getting the contract for jobs and things like that. Emotional decisions re-career need to be considered rationally. So you might be emotional about your career or emotional about your job or business, but then you need to consider them rationally. Sometimes in business, following your heart can lead to success, but I would call that that instinct. You can follow that instinct, kind of check it out first, because when we follow our heart, we can be easily misguided. I know that. So sometimes following your heart can lead to success, but I would call that instinct rather than heart guided. Meditate to find the spiritual path to growth and feel the direction of travel. Oh, I love this. Yeah, meditate, feel. Always back to feelings, always back to energy. If you need a choice, I like this. I like my advice. I might use this advice as well. So watch out for, still with these two cards, the Fool, the air and the fire. Watch out for someone pushing your boundaries. Again, trust your instinct, but check things carefully. That sounds weird, trusting your instinct and checking things out. But trust you're going in the right direction. But things might need changing a little bit, or tweaking a little bit, or altering a little bit. So you can trust your instinct, but make sure it's a true instinct. Other things can influence instincts. So check things carefully, even though your instinct is pointing in the right direction. Check things carefully in your business life and in your heart. So I think that's really a nice one. I'm looking forward to next week's reading, because I'm going to stay with the air sign. So so that will be the 3rd of June. Hopefully I'll be here again on the 3rd of June. It will still be the air for Gemini. It will still be the Fool, because the Fool is a card of the month. But I will change the card for the reading. I think I've already chosen that card, and that is the 10 of Pentacles. So we're going to have the air again with the card of the month. And then we're going to have the Pentacles, which is the Earth card. So that's going to be really interesting as well, to find the balance between the head and the earth, and grounding your ideas. That will be. So that will be next week. I will be reading, putting the air and the earth readings together. Let me know how you like this one. I intend to do 1 card a week, 2 cards at the beginning of the month, because it will be a major card. Fool is a major card, so it dominates. All of these cards are major cards, not because they're big, just because they are. So the Lovers, the Justice, the major cards dominate all readings. So if a major card says different to a minor card, you have to listen to the major card. It always overrules the minor card. So so that's my tarot lesson for today as well. I love the tarot, I love mediumship, and I teach both. And I really hope you enjoyed this little lesson in astrology and tarot, and I hope you listen to the messages there, and I will see you next week with the tarot cards and the astrology. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, and message me if you want any questions answered. Always lovely to hear from people. So thank you again, and see you next week.